Don't miss your chance to see
Foo Fighters,
Fall Out Boy,
Kelly Clarkson,
Kane Brown,
Lil Wayne,
Lenny Kravitz,
Miguel,
Public Enemy,
Sheryl Crow,
Tim McGraw,
TLC,
30 Seconds to Mars.
and more.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now at AXS.com.
I'm Dylan Marin, and I have 30 seconds to convince you to listen to my new podcast about Jar Jar Binks. Yep, Jar Jar Binks. So, Jar Jar was actually played by an actor named Ahmed Best, and he became the subject of one of the internet's very first hate campaigns. We made a podcast all about the early internet Star Wars cultural backlash, Jar Jar, and what happens when internet hate gets too real. Whew, okay. Listen to the redemption of Jar Jar Binks on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
My name is Andrea Barber. And I'm Jody Sweeten. But let's be honest here. You know me as Stephanie Tanner. And I'm clearly Kimmy Gibbler. We spent our entire childhoods on a little show called Full House. Playing frenemies, but becoming besties whenever the cameras weren't rolling. And now, 35 years later, it's our biggest adventure yet. Watching the original series together from beginning to end. Seasons 1 through 8, from adorable childhood to those awkward teen years and beyond. Listen to How Rude, Tanneritos on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts beginning July 25th.
You don't know me.
A confession I can't take back.
I am
The Masked Speaker.
You meet a lot of people in this world, but is anyone more trustworthy than someone in a mask?
What? No, I think normally people don't.
You know, those guys in the ski masks at the bank. That dude with the hockey mask in those Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah, what?
The guy in the leather mask and bodysuit tied up in my basement right now. I trust them all.
Jeff.
What? I don't think they trust you, Jeff.
Well, I trust them the same way that I trust the caller on the phone right now.
Okay.
Who wants to get a confession off his chest and become the next masked speaker.
Uh-oh.
He's chosen to go with the name Grady. Grady, welcome to the Circle of Trust.
Oh,
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Grady.
Now I imagine you actually have a mask on.
No,
Grady.
I'm just going to say you're lucky you're on the phone and not in Jeff's basement.
Right?
Yeah, it's a much friendlier place.
Yeah, I'm doing it without a mask, just my voice.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to put that mask on right now. Voice changer is activated whenever you're ready. Let's hear your confession.
All right. So this was a long while ago, back when I was 9 years old.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I ended up getting a turtle for my birthday.
Oh, I hope my children aren't listening. They want something like that so
They
badly.
live forever,
Oh,
though.
I know.
We have a famous turtle on this show.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
true.
we
Little
do.
frisky guy.
They live
Yeah.
forever.
They're a fun time.
Well, this turtle did not end up being famous like yours.
Oh, really?
Yeah, another kid gave them to me, and I named the turtle Gary. You know, Gary the turtle.
Aw. SpongeBob has
Gary
a
the
pet.
snail.
He's a snail.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so you're stoked. You're 9, you got Gary the turtle.
I'm 9. I've always wanted a pet. I get Gary, and Gary's really little when I first got him, but Gary starts getting bigger and bigger to a point where, like, he grew out of his little aquarium they come in, and he's really started to stink.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
My room was becoming unlivable.
Oh, they're smelly.
Is Gary a huge tortoise?
Yeah.
No, you know it's not a tortoise. Those things are giant. This is just bigger than expected.
Okay.
It's just a
Okay.
big turtle. Okay.
Okay.
He's well fed.
All right, so you're getting a bigger tank.
Yeah.
Your parents are getting more and more frustrated.
The
and
smell is overwhelming.
wondering how they're going to get rid of Gary.
Yeah, and I mean, he's fit in my hands. Like, I didn't know when he was going to stop growing, and I knew he couldn't stay in the house much longer, but I was 9. I didn't know what to do with him, and I know you can't just, like, leave him in a forest or a pond.
Yeah.
I mean, can you not?
No, I don't think so.
You could put them in the sewers and they can fight crime.
Ooh, I like that. And eat pizza?
Yeah.
Cowabunga!
You find some radiation, next thing you know.
Yeah, I think they needed another one to join the crew.
Well, a sewer would have been less traumatizing than what I did.
Oh, no.
Oh.
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
I came up with the idea where I was going to take Gary to SeaWorld.
That makes sense, though.
What was your thinking behind that exactly?
Well, SeaWorld's like animal heaven. You know, I'm 9.
Is it though? Have you read? You weren't reading the headlines at 9.
To a child, it seems like the best place
As an
an
adult,
animal could
it's
be.
Animal hell.
Yeah, I thought it was animal heaven. He'd make animal friends. I just thought he'd have a good time, and I figured SeaWorld, it probably all smells that way, so they won't notice.
Okay, so
They still have all the food to feed him.
you smuggled Gary into SeaWorld?
Yeah, I got my parents to take me and my sister. We all went to SeaWorld, but I didn't even tell my parents I was doing this. They didn't know, or, I mean, thinking about it as an adult, they must have known because he smelled, so there's no way we had him for 2 days and they didn't.
You're a 9-year-old boy. Sometimes the difference can't really,
Yeah, maybe they thought it was me. I don't know.
How did you sneak him in?
He would still fit in my, like, inner shirt pocket, like on the inside, you know, like in a big pocket.
Yeah.
Okay, like inside your jacket.
All right.
And when no one's looking, I bring him to one of the water enclosures, and I take him out of my jacket, and I let him into the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there was 15 seconds of pure joy for me.
I don't want to know what happens after the 15 seconds.
Having a little happy swim.
Yeah, I saw Gary swim away in the tank, and he just looked happy.
Out of that tiny little habitat into the big world.
Got some freedom?
Yeah. And then after 15 seconds,
I don't want to know.
Oh, God.
Shamu comes by and has lunch.
Oh, way! Killer whale!
Pretty light lunch, though, if it's just turtle size.
Yeah, maybe it was more of an appetizer.
That's a big lesson.
You saw that happen?
Yeah, it was so, I saw the whole thing because I was just like, you know, watching him, being happy that I did the right thing. And it was so shocking. Yeah. I didn't cry. I just...
You just turned white.
I just didn't know what to do.
And you can't tell your parents, like, because they don't know what you just did.
Yeah, I just told my parents I want to leave SeaWorld. Like, they didn't know what happened. I was just like, I don't want to be here anymore. Please take me out of here.
Oh, my God.
You didn't want to stay for the show?
Yeah. I think that's a good call.
Whale spits it back up in the show.
No, I got a private show that has scarred me to this day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That really backfired.
R.I.P. to Gary.
Oh, Gary.
If it makes you feel better, Shamu needed a little joy, right?
Yeah.
You know?
He's not used to that treat.
Yeah.
One animal had a good time that day.
I was like an oyster to him.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry that you had to witness that.
Yeah, it's years and years, but I still feel guilty about it.
I bet you've donated a lot to those turtle, wildlife funds.
No, because anytime I see a picture of a turtle, I get a little seasick now.
No. No, seriously, guys, we really need to save the turtle. It's a really big thing.
Oh, man. Thanks for sharing that with us, Grady.
Yeah, I think that was an important lesson to everyone listening.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me get it off my chest.
You're okay, buddy. You're okay.
This one goes out to Gary today. Text in to 78592 if you have a confession you've been holding on to. We can hide your identity, mask your voice, and make you the next mass speaker. Phone tap's coming up.
Brooke and Jeffrey in the morning.
Unknown caller.
Hello? Congratulations! You won an all-expense paid vacation to the Caribbean.
No way. That's great.
Well, just collect a few personal details and you'll be on your way.
There are some things in life you can't trust.
Let's start with your social.
Yeah, right.
And there are some things you can, like the HP Smart Tank printer. With up to 2 years of ink included and outstanding print quality, you can always rely on the HP Smart Tank. From HP, America's most trusted printer brand. Available at Walmart.
Don't miss your chance to see
Foo Fighters.
Fall Out Boy,
Kelly Clarkson.
Kane Brown,
Lil Wayne.
Lenny Kravitz,
Miguel.
Public Enemy,
Sheryl Crow.
Tim McGraw,
TLC.
30 Seconds to Mars.
And more.
Buy your tickets for our 2023 iHeartRadio Music Festival now at AXS.com.
I'm Dylan Marin, and I have 30 seconds to convince you to listen to my new podcast about Jar Jar Binks. Yep, Jar Jar Binks. So, Jar Jar was actually played by an actor named Ahmed Best, and he became the subject of one of the internet's very first hate campaigns. We made a podcast all about the early internet Star Wars cultural backlash, Jar Jar, and what happens when internet hate gets too real. Whew, okay. Listen to The Redemption of Jar Jar Binks on the iHeartRadio app, on Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.